all the background stuff. My cousin, you know, whatever it is, you know.
We don't want that.
Where are you sitting? All that.
Where's like?
You're there. You're there.
All right.
I'm here.
Yep. Guest on that side. You're on that side. Everything's good. How you been, Andy?
Great.
Love your stuff, man.
Thanks a lot.
You know?
Yeah, it's just trying to work on a season 2.
Oh, nice.
Getting it out there, trying to mix up everybody's schedules.
Right,
It's,
got it. Yeah.
it's complicated.
It's complicated. All right, so this is you live. So right now we're on WatchHollywood.tv and play. So anyone that's tuning in right now is going to see everything that's
Literally.
going on. They're going to
Okay.
hear everything that's going on.
Okay, so start
Okay.
cussing now.
So start cussing now. All right, so let's get camera.
That's for me.
Yep. There you go. So lay on there, right?
So I'm glad I wasn't already picking my nose.
Save it for the show.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff.
Is that Andy?
That's Andy.
Hi.
We never met him.
Oh, Andy, Stefany.
Hi,
Hello.
Stefany. Gabrielle.
Since we were all doing
Yeah.
the show.
We all met at the New Media Film Festival.
Yes.
So they were there.
A while ago, yes.
Yeah. So.
In LA terms, that's probably like 10 years.
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, I look good.
Yeah, you do look good. Nice. Good stuff. Frank, you look
You look
great.
good as well.
Looking good, sir.
All right. All right.
Good. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm
I'm
LA
happy.
Cash.
I'm happy now. See, I'm like, oh God, where's everybody? All right.
I'm just gonna watch me the whole time. So I'm an actor on Bane, so
Couple things, right? That door right there.
I'm watching my favorite TV show.
So, you know,
Me.
yeah, so just keep it. Yeah, just right here. So every now and then, just take a peek at that, make sure it's shut. So we don't
My
get
friends
any.
all say I live in the past. That's perfect.
Protect that camera.
A minute or two.
That's right. Yep. You
Right.
can see all the good stuff.
All right.
A while ago, yes.
Let's start broadcast. Okay, guys, so we're broadcasting on through Google Hangouts.
Oh, great. I've used those.
We're also broadcasting through Ustream.
Great.
All right, so we're pretty much going to be all over the place.
Yeah. Those two.
Right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Look at that.
So while you're doing your thing, I'm going to be sharing and probably chatting if anyone engages me.
Nice.
Whatever it is.
Awesome.
That's about it. You know?
Sounds good.
So most people are just going to go to WatchHollywood.tv and see all of this stuff happening right now.
Right.
So if you check your phone just for shit's sake, go to WatchHollywood.tv. It's the first thing you're going to see.
Sweet. So should we be on our phones watching?
That's right.
No.
Okay.
I already got the first swear of the day, though.
But these
All right.
guys.
There you go. You should get the
All
first
right.
swear in. All
So
right.
let's see.
So good.
Quick mic check. All right. We got sound is still
Check,
good.
check.
All right.
Yeah. Is this new?
That's new.
Is this new?
This. Now that's the stories I could tell.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, you could fit bottles in there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know
good
what
idea.
else.
I put break the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice little couple. All right. So, you know the deal, Frank.
Yes.
Watch Hollywood.tv, the internet stock show. The amazing Andy Goldenberg. And
It's written in the script.
That's right. It has the amazing.
Yeah. Like a comic book.
all right.
Now, do you prefer Andy or Andrew?
That's a funny story, but it's Andy. Yeah. Now I go by Andy.
Oh, all right. Look at
That's
that.
not that funny. It's not that funny of a story.
No, it better be.
It's not.
I'm gonna hold you to this.
It's not funny at all.
Just right here. And the time is now 10:01. Good. So we're gonna
10:03.
start the
We go
show.
Back to the Future.
If you guys want to see what you look like on this camera, ta-da.
Gosh.
On
that's
fire,
good.
right?
That's
Golly.
Nice.
This guy's looking great.
Yeah. That side's looking good too.
Yeah.
Should have dressed up. No.
You're the star. You don't need
Well,
Yeah, you do.
yeah.
You
It's
do
your show
thing.
though.
No. It's his show. I'm barely holding on.
Do you like do a little dance and do a
That's
little
right.
opening
We
monologue?
do it. Yeah. Guys, let's get topical for a second.
Yeah. This is episode 4.
Episode 4 of the Internet's Talk Show.
Mhm.
Watch Hollywood.tv.
Episode 4, guys. Episode 5. We're moving fast. I'm gonna go faster. All right.
You can't rush perfection, right?
Thank you. All right. I think we're ready to go. We're all ready to go, right? Cameras rolling. Action.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Internet's Talk Show. That's right. You're right here at watchhollywood.tv. I'm Frank Moran, and today we've got actor, writer, producer, director. This man does it all. Andy Goldenberg. Andy.
Hi. Hi, Frank.
Great to see you.
Good. Great to see you too.
Look at that. So basically, I just ran your list of like actor, writer, director, producer. You set up the camera. You strike. You do everything.
Yeah, sort of. I literally do everything. When I was young, I was in a family theater, Star Makers Family Theater in Boca Raton, and my teacher, director, Denise Class used to say, like, you have to be a triple threat. And in theater, that was like singer, dancer, actor. And here in Hollywood, it's like, if you're not a writer and a director and know how to take down the camera, know how to edit, you're lost. So it's kind of where that came from.
When you first moved out here, did you come up with that plan of being a triple threat, or did you pursue acting first and then realize, all right, I got to fall back on what I learned back in school, and I got to start doing writing and producing as well?
I started with acting, and each piece kind of fell in. I was always doing each piece. My dad had a video camera when I was 8 years old. It was like a huge video camera. It was like back in the days, and I'm not that old, but it was like one of those huge video cameras where it like attached to a VCR, and you would like walk around with a VCR, and I would like be editing like small home movies, kind of like Spielberg used to do.
Absolutely, yes.
You could compare me to like a Spielberg or a Lucas.
Look at that.
And then when I moved out here, I started improvising, and improvising led its way to making short films for Second City, and then that led its way to YouTube.
Now, you had a long run of Freedom Snatch over at IO on the cage match.
Very
yes,
good.
I play over at IO too. So
You
yes,
do?
yes.
Awesome.
Stories, yes.
That's great.
Freedom Snatcher in the long run there.
It makes me so happy when somebody says, "You're the guys in the pink ties."
Yeah, there you go.
That's who we are. Yeah, they're my best friends, and we've been playing together since like 2008. I think it's been a long time.
Now, I've never had, I've known friends that have had those long cage match runs. I've never had one myself. I mean, I'm lucky. I think I maybe won once, one time. And all my times I ever doing a cage match. But 46 weeks, how do you, anybody that does a long run like that, how does it feel by the time you're getting towards the end of it? I mean, because it's all about getting the crowd too and getting the momentum.
Our run was a very interesting run. We actually have a documentary called The Laughing Matter, which our buddy Chris Ingersoll made, because our story is a very interesting one, filled with intrigue and deception, and it was a crazy run, because we actually started with 5 guys, and then 2 guys went off to do a Second City cruise boat tour, and then we just thought, oh, we're going to be in the tournament for a week, 2 weeks. We didn't, we had just come from a UCB cage match where we had lost like one, within 1 or 2 weeks, and we started playing at IO and win after win after win, and we brought on 2 more guys, Cam and Mark. And so the documentary sort of follows our rise, and at the very end, we end up going against the 2 guys that had left. It's actually, it broke apart friendships, and we're just now starting to like be able to talk to one another, and it's kind of like a crazy story, and it feels so long ago, but it's just kind of amazing that Chris was there to capture all that, because we didn't know that any of that was going to happen.
Now, how often do you guys still play doing just improv as opposed to doing sketch and things?
Freedom Snatch doesn't do as much sketch as we want. We've done a couple like internet pilots. We did a great internet pilot for a now defunct TV station called Mania TV, which was awesome. And every once in a while, I'll send people to it because it's great. It's like a one take 10-minute improv / sketch show. But we perform improv at IO usually once a month. Sometimes we go to Second City. Sometimes we go around LA. And we're fast, we're funny, we're furious, and I love them. They're great. It's like 5-year-olds playing.
So now you got an improv team, but then also you know you're blowing up on YouTube for doing your own individual stuff, starting off with like adding words to popular theme songs.
Yeah. So I was at Second City, and we were performing for like 50 people in a house. Each weekend we were performing these sketch shows, and at the time we had filmed a sketch called Outtakes of the Christ, which was based on the Passion of the Christ, and we put that on ifilm.com. which at the time was YouTube. And we got one of the top 15 short films of 2004. And at that same time, YouTube was starting to blow up as like this place that people went to go visit cat videos. And people still love cat videos. But it was like at the time, it was like, wow, look at these cat videos. So at the time I was filming something and we were getting only 50 people in a house at Second City, and more than that were watching the iPhone stuff. So I was like, well, what do people want to search for on the internet? And that's when I thought of like, oh, Superman. And Superman Returns with Brandon Ruth was coming out. And so I was like, oh, I'll put words to like the theme song. And that kind of just like, I mean, like everything else on YouTube, you do one thing and it's like, if that hits, you're like, all right, now I'm the guy that sings the songs. But yeah, I mean, it's now been like almost 9.5 years, which is crazy.
But I also feel like, I mean, which is great that you found that, because I feel like so many people will try things on YouTube, but it just kind of comes and goes and it disappears. It always seems like the challenge is finding that something that just hooks with people and they want to see more of.
Well, and I think that, but I also think that too many people are trying to, you know, if Miley Cyrus has a great song, then too many people try to cover that song with Breaking Bad because that's what they think people want to see, instead of doing something that they think is funny or that they have some sort of passion about. You know, that affects the audience. You know, if they see that you're just doing some, you know, like Call Me Maybe video just because, you know, I don't know. I think it gets old after a while.
I guess it kind of, in a sense, goes back to improv. You have to bring your point of view to it, because that's what people, if you play your point of view, people are going to respond to that as opposed to playing to what you think they want.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I think of it.
Yeah. So now you started off from doing that, and then all of a sudden you started doing bad timing. You do your own web series. What was the thing from like, all right, I need to just, instead of doing these one-offs of just doing words to theme songs, but I want to do a narrative series?
I'd been doing them for a while, and you know, I'm an actor, so the crux at the end of the day was always, I wanted more people in the seats at Second City. Like that was how I originally wanted to do everything. So at the end of the day, I was doing those YouTube videos to always get a larger audience for my other stuff. And it's just that the fact that the theme songs took off and that everybody always wanted to see the theme songs. Well, I wanted people to know that I was an actor. So I had written this sketch for my sketch group at Second City, which never took off, which was about how when you always say, I want to be on a deserted island, who do you want to be with you? A lot of my guy friends would always say, oh, supermodel, no doubt. And I was always like, well, they're not going to want to be there with you. Like they're going to want to be there with their husband or with, you know, somebody else, not just some like loser who thinks that they're hot. So that's where bad timing came from. And my friends always laughed at me because the theme songs were like filmed just me with my camera, you know, me doing everything. And they're like, no, you need a crew, you need a budget, you want to go big. And so that's what I did.
I mean, you make it seem so easy. Like, oh, well, all right, I just got a crew, I got a budget, we go. Yeah, it was just that
It was
easy.
not.
Boom, we're doing bad timing, and it was all set.
No, coming from just me doing everything, I came to my buddy Cameron Fife, and who's also in my improv group. And I was like, all right, I want to do this. Now, I just, you know, want a couple wide shots of me ending there, like on a couch. And he's like, well, you need a grip truck, you need grips, you need lighting, you need a location, you need a production manager, we need to pay the actors. And I was like, oh my God, like the dollar signs just kept going up. Yeah, it was like it was hard because I was wearing so many different hats as like an actor, executive producer, creator, friend. But at the end of the day, you know, it was like a bunch of friends getting together and filming stuff. But there were definitely like, there were scorpions in the desert that we had to deal with while we were sleeping, and the heat.
Well, it's got to be nice to take an idea that you have your own, that's been in your head for a while, then open it up to others. And I guess as we're tying it back into improv again, you just find a bunch of friends that love your idea, want to yes and it, and then make it even better than what you originally thought of.
Yeah, and actually a lot of what ended up in the actual series is usually on each, like if we had shot on each angle, we would allow the actors to do an improv take, only because I always feel like you create magic that way. You know the beats, you know the intentions behind the characters, and if you just let people roll, they'll come up with, you know, just magic. It's just amazing to watch.
Now you also, it's kind of a family affair, so it's because you co-wrote this with your sister.
Yes, I did. My sister's a writer, and she worked on Chuck and Gossip Girl, and The Good Wife has a script coordinator, and she's written things before, but we've never actually written anything together. And so I don't even remember, 2 or 3 years ago, I was just sitting we have dinner together every Sunday night. My family all lives in Los Angeles now. And I was sitting there at dinner and I was like, this is like a no-brainer. Why would we have never done this? I'm going to make this. I am going to get a budget for it. I want you to be involved, like, no question. And she said yes. And Bad Timing, as it was originally created, was me just doing monologues, essentially. It was a piece for me to showcase me. And she took it and she was like, nobody's going to want to be in this with you if they don't have things to say. And so she really created the dialogue. And for that, I'm thankful. Yeah.
Now, did you pretty much, the way season creator for season 1, did you have that idea of where you wanted it to go originally, or was it working with your sister and adding like, well, we need to flesh out for more of the monologues, that the structure started breaking out?
The first scene was always the first scene. We tweaked it a little, but it's basically what it was. And then throughout the rest of the chapters or episodes, we sort of said, what's the worst, what's like really bad timing? What could be the worst thing that could happen now? And we kept going in that sort of form and function and sort of found where we ended up. And the big cliffhanger at the end sort of came like almost right as we were getting ready to film. It was just like, we want something like a movie or a TV show at the end of a season. You want something that's going to be like, oh, wow, I can't wait for season 2. And that came at the very end. And it was like so exciting because it was like, yeah, I want to write that. I want to write what happens now.
So now you also have the ever-looming threat of zombies coming into the show. You haven't seen any, but
no.
So now I guess there's so many expectations in terms of how zombies are interpreted in different forms of media. So when you start thinking about, all right, if we're going to do zombies on our show finally, was it a budgetary reason initially, or was it just like, we don't know, we want to do something different, but we don't know what it is yet, so let's not put them in yet?
It was a budgetary reason at first, and we went back and forth about possibly doing a reshoot to add in a zombie, but at the end of the day, the zombies were the MacGuffin. The zombies were, because so many zombie shows do zombies well, and even in the second season, there will be zombies. There will be zombies, but it's not about the zombies. Because if you want to see zombies, go watch The Walking Dead. Episode after episode, people die, and there are more zombies, and hopefully, you will never get tired of the zombies. But in my show, it's really more about, at the end of the day, who your dream girl is and who you're comfortable with, falling in love with. If there's not many people to choose from, and being okay with that. And it's not necessarily about the zombies. It's more about this looming threat of the end of the world.
Now, how mad are you at Will Forte? I mean, it's like, why are you hiring me? Will? What are you doing? Just riding my coattails. I was laying the groundwork for this.
I didn't know if you were going to bring that up. Yeah, so I found out about The Last Man on Earth probably about 6 months ago, and I was a little depressed. Not to mention because it's like the second time that it's happened to me in my career here in Hollywood. But then I heard that it was a show that was only going to be about him, and that it was like Survivor and Castaway, and I was like, oh, I Am Legend. I love this. This is great. And then I watched the first episode and got halfway into the second episode, and I'm like, oh my God, it's bad timing. Yeah, my stomach hurt, and I'm not able to watch it, and every Sunday, one of my friends calls me and it's like, no, they have a boyfriend now, and the boyfriend came, but he's fat. And yeah, I can't watch it. And I'm sure, a lot of people come up with the same ideas at the same time. And, I don't know. It hurts, though. Yeah. But, there were 2 volcano movies that came out at the same time. So hopefully the success of Last Man on Earth will encourage people to want more of that same. I mean, it's a worldwide thing of like wanting to find love, and if the world is ending, wanting to grab onto somebody. So, I think it still plays.
Absolutely, and I guess like, well, at least from the character that we see on Last Night on Earth, I mean, he's somebody that has had a terrible life and is kind of embracing it at the beginning, and then gets miserable. Yeah. But you right there, that you've had a rough life, but your character's embracing like, all right, this is the end. Yeah, right.
I'm happy. Yeah. Like this is. Sort of at the beginning, my whole like marketing thing was, it's the worst day of the world for everyone else, but for Andy, it's it's the greatest day. He's here with the girl that he's been obsessing over for like the past 2 years, like just his, perfection. So
during the course of making season 1, what did you learn that you feel like, all right, this is I want to apply this to season 2? I feel like these are things that we kind of worked out along the way that I know we can do better when we get to season 2.
Planning. I'm not the best at organization, and I go off on a lot of tangents. I don't know if you can tell. And maybe that's improv me, or maybe it's just me being spastic. But when I was ready to shoot, I had been like writing bad timing for a while. I talked to Aquila, beautiful Aquila, who plays Eve. I talked to her for almost a year about being in the show. And then about 3 weeks before we were ready to shoot, I was like, oh wait, we haven't gotten costumes. We don't know about makeup. We don't have a location set in stone. I know I want to shoot in the desert. Oh my God, this is like, it's all me and my friends, but like, we're not a crew of like 150. I'm the executive producer. I have to sign off on all these things. So it was my first time sort of managing all of that. And so just planning all of that ahead of time is a huge thing. Planning, I had my director, Brandon Rabbit, and my cinematographer, Frank Mobilio. They were staying at our picture house while we all stayed at another house. They were staying there each night, planning out shots the night before of like how they wanted to shoot it, because we were doing everything like so fast. And we shot 55 pages in 4 days, which is, if you're not a filmmaker, you don't do that. And the quality which we got, I mean, it blows me away every time I think about what it could have been.
Well, especially when you find people that believe in what you want to do so much that they're willing to stay in the picture house, sleep overnight, work on these shots and get it going because they know they don't have a limited amount of time and they want it to look as good as possible.
That definitely helps. The fact that we had all worked together on a movie beforehand called Project Bigfoot, which my first AD, Ricky, had directed. And so a lot of the cast and crew, had stayed in a house in Big Bear and made this sort of comedy film, Project Bigfoot, where we had kind of done the same thing. We had shot like 12 pages a day, and very sort of like documentary film within a film. And that was in like February. And so we did this in September. So it was only like 6 or 7 months after. So everybody was kind of like in that zone already, like rearing to go. But still, it's like crunch time.
And I'm going through shooting Project Bigfoot and seeing those kind of hours and what you wanted to accomplish in such a short amount of time. When it gets around to bad time, do you realize, all right, I mean, it'll be tough, but we've been through this. We can. This is accomplishable.
Yeah, soldier on. It was like that kind of like, we can do this. All right, we got one more shot, and then we can go to bed, or we got one more shot, and we can all go back to the house, have a drink, go to sleep. Yeah.
Now, as opposed to just doing it all by yourself, I mean, you are the leader of a merry band of crew right there doing bad timing. So as you're saying that soldier on moment, was there a point during the 4 days film where you're like, all right, guys, I gotta step up. I'm the leader. I gotta make sure we're all driving force because I can see the energy's kind of ebbing a little bit.
That was my buddy Brandon who directed it. He was constantly taking me aside. I'd be like, oh man, we gotta go. And he'd be like, Andy, you're an actor now. You did all the work beforehand. Let us do it. You're the actor. And then he would be like, all right, guys, come on. I know we're tired. I know you don't want to get this shot. I know we got, you're tired. We got things to do. It's almost midnight. Like, let's pull on. We're making a great project. He took the ball on that one. Oh, thank you, Brandon. And that is why he is up for a Best Directing Award for the International Academy of Web Television.
Look at that.
That's why you're nominated, buddy.
Was it easy or hard to let yourself just be an actor once you were out there shooting?
It's hard. It definitely is hard for those of you who want to do it all, or maybe it won't be. But for me, I had all of these ideas. I'm very creative oriented, and I know what I want. And so, I was like trying to not step outside of myself, being like, I want him to. That was a good improv line. Like, let's do that again. Yeah, and definitely in season 2, I'll be a little more. I've been through it once, and we'll be able to be better a second time.
Now, you've also done crowdfunding campaigns for this, with Indiegogo and stuff. It's got to be pretty cool to open up a campaign like that and have people funding that. I mean, that people believe in your project that you may not have ever met. They just watch it on YouTube. Yeah, like it so much that they want to see more of.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is an incredible thing. We succeeded our first season. Our second season, we didn't succeed as well. And I think a part of that was just because it's hard to ask for money, or at least for me, it's hard for me to ask for things. And so the first season I was super gung-ho, I got everybody excited all at once. And then the second season, it was like, hey, we're doing this thing. And like the pieces didn't align, and I was working on a film at the time, and people were working on films. And then it was like, well, it stands on its own. We've been nominated for things, I'll do it myself and have, the guts and the glory because it is my project. So it does come with positives and negatives, but yeah, I mean, it's the crowdsourcing and crowdfunding is an amazing form and venue for raising money.
So season 2, has it started filming yet?
It hasn't started filming yet because we've been locking up schedules, and it's hard because we're shooting in the desert, so there's heat. We have a couple possibilities of funding in the works, and so the ups and downs of that, and figuring out how to modify scripts and modify characters, and that all is very touch and go. But it will definitely be done before the end of the year, just because it's a passion project and I want it to be completed. So if none of that happens or works out, then we'll go back to the original plan and see what happens. But for now, there's maybe some exciting stuff on the forefront and the horizon.
Very cool. So second season, or is it episode number changing?
The episode numbers will probably be changing. It'll probably be more like 11 or 12 episodes, but right now it's more like this was 48 minutes of first season and 55 pages, and this is 70 pages. It'll probably be more like an hour. It'll be longer season.
Oh, so yeah. a little bit longer episodes each time?
Longer episodes. There's a few more characters that show up,
right.
And there will be zombies.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy Goldenberg, everybody. If you want to check out more, you can go to his YouTube page, or Golden Tusk.
Yes, youtube.com/GoldenTusk.
Look at that. Check out all of season 1 there of Bad Timing. And you go to Indiegogo. Can they still get, if we want to contribute, can they still help out the season 2?
Yes, I've been trying to figure that out. I know they're starting to. People have asked me that, and I didn't know if it was poor form to start another Indiegogo campaign. Some people do that to do finishing funds. If nothing else, I might do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't set up another sort of bank account thing for that, but I should. Contact me on youtube.com/GoldenTusk, and we can work something out.
Oh, fantastic. And Andy, one last thing before you go, any other people watching here, just aspiring filmmakers, actors, things like that, what's one piece of advice that maybe you want to give them that either you got or you wish you had gotten when you started out?
I really think you just have to be true to yourself, and be true to yourself and be happy. And sort of that goes part and parcel with each other. If you're happy, people will gravitate toward you, and if you're doing what you love, then people are going to want to be a part of that, and don't sort of do things just because everybody else is doing them. People will always love individuality.
Fantastic. Andy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
thanks a lot. We'll be back in a little bit here on WatchHollywood.tv.
Great, good stuff, guys.
Oh, we didn't do that.
Show.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Credits roll.
That was good. That was fun.
I'm very tangential. Sorry.
No, great.
Talk.
So
yeah, on my way here, I was like, should I bring up Last Man? I had an animated show at Second City. I had a sketch called Old and Gray, which was about a 7-year-old kid who sort of acted like a 40-year-old. He was old before his time. And that's a world, that's a trope, it's not like I was the one that came up with that. But then Jonah Hill came out with an animated show called Alan Gregory.
Oh, yeah.
Which was that exact same thing.
Yeah, when I saw, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then it was a little more sketchy because we had met with a guy from Film Roman who loved the show, and we had actually written out a pilot. And then we found out that the Alan Gregory guys, 3 guys from Film Roman, had defected, and that was their first show. And so it was like, you want to believe that people, but we'll never know. But still, for it to be the second show that it happened, I was just like, oh, man, come on, don't do this to me.
Yeah, when I saw that show come out, Last Man on Earth, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That sounds so familiar to me. So then I watched it, I was like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
So I imagine you must have felt, wow, okay. This is But you know,
it's hard because it's not like I created Star Wars,
right.
which, and even then it's like that's a soap opera. It's you can't say like the people who did whatever that new movie that kind of bombed it. Like every Star Wars soap opera isn't necessarily Star Wars because Star Wars is something else too.
Jupiter Ascending?
Yeah, Jupiter
Ascending.
You know, it's a high concept, and so people have even Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is kind of the same thing. That Steve Carell movie. It's just different. I don't know. It's hard.
Well, I think your show is great,
Thanks.
and I'm gonna.
I think that they can exist together.
Totally.
Yeah, so let's see.
I mean, and plus you're dealing with with massive budgets,
Right.
Stuff. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no way to
to compete with that. You're still in a league of your own.
Right.
All right. You
Yeah.
know, you're doing things as an independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
So you're in a good place still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
let that make you feel defeated or you're in competition. You're in the league of your own. You're doing something that's not online as an independent production.
Yeah.
These guys got money. They can do a bazillion types of the same flick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're not in competition. I think you're doing good shit.
Thanks a lot.
All right. And I hope to see more of you.
Yeah.
All right. In the future, here, elsewhere.
Positivity.
That's what we're about.
Like leaving here.
That's what we're about.
Yeah,
That's why we
about
do this.
people.
That's what we're about. That's why we do this show. Because we get where independent filmmakers are when it comes, when you're dealing with studios.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
Leave something for the little guys. I'm in competition.
Yeah.
I guess. If you want to look at it with the Tonight Show and those other guys, but really I'm not.
Yeah.
Because this is the only watchhollywood.tv.
Exactly.
online. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, awesome, good
I
stuff.
think that's great.
So
too.
we'll have you again.
Yeah. Be
Hopefully.
a terrible place. It was just like
Time.
dream crushing. It was like,
Yeah.
see, we're gonna crush your dreams. What are you thinking?
You did your research too.
Thank you. Oh, absolutely. No, I love doing this stuff.
Good. What teams do you play on improv?
I'm just they do like last round of auditions every week, so I just got put onto a new team with like Dustin Sterling and Drew Clinch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Mike McClendon's coaching us.
So Mike was one of the guys in Freedom Snatch.
Was he?
Yeah, it's so hard. Mike and James. Oh my God, why am I saying Vanderbeek? I almost said Vanderbeek. Yeah, Mastriani and McClendon. They were.
Oh wow.
They were part of Freedom Snatch. We were like, we built it up together, and then James left for a cruise, and then Mike left. And at first it was supposed to be 4 months, and we were like, oh, we'll definitely get the cage match. And then 4 months went by, and James said he was re-upping for another 4 months, and Mike said he was going to re-up for another 4 months because James did. And then right before they all came back, Mike called, and he's like, are you guys still in the cage match? It's amazing. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, I don't know how long it's going to go. And he's like, well, James is coming back soon. And so we had James come back. And at the time, we had like scouts watching us. And, the cage match back then seemed like it was like life and death. Like we were new to LA. It was like, and so the scouts were like, the 6 of you with James back, it felt off because you guys haven't been playing a lot. So you should have James step out until you guys are out of the cage match, and then and do it all again. And we brought it up to him, and he's like, "But I'm part of the group." And
Andy
it was
my
like
guest.
a whole.
My favorite guys online.
It's hard because we're all like very good friends.
Yeah,
But it's gotten better now, though.
We're all on speaking terms, but we don't hang out.
I'm not in the way.
I mean, but they're amazing.
So yeah, this is the guy,
They're
man.
both
Wow, this is
hilarious, and Mike is like, he's like one of the only guys on Twitter.
So right now, this is all I
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but it's like one of those
No, that's good.
regretful
It's
things about,
I
when it gets big, it'll always be like, man,
Right in
it's
front
like
of the camera too.
it's a lesson in just
We can't really think.
how things can happen fast.
Yeah, and it's just like it's really no fault of
Wait,
anybody.
did you make this-
Right.
Yeah.
It was all
This is going
it
on
was
my
all
second.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
not a miscommunication, but it was all people thinking that
Okay.
something was more
The last
important
episode we did
than
Mars,
friendship.
so we had like people from
Yeah,
the
it was-
whole Mars
it was-
project adopted.
yeah.
and all that.
Kind of ugly.
This is
Right,
big
exactly.
shit.
And now
Yeah,
when you
like
look back at that, you're like,
6,000
oh,
So how
in
does
the
it tie in
improv
with the
world,
radio
it's
show?
like
Do you,
The
the
radio show
HVAC.
used as
But
another
You
one
talk
of
to
our
anybody on the street, and they're like, what is that?
Yeah,
What's I.O.?
We try to do this week.
That's true. That is true.
These
Wait,
guys
what? Is
go
that
on
the way
radio
to-
show
All
first,
right,
and then-
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
then you go, oh, all right.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll put it on Instagram too. I don't know if you guys.
You guys.
Yeah.
Get some more. Okay.
Yeah. What's funny about
Take
you
some
doing
by
this?
yourself. Take some by yourself. Yeah.
Teeth fest.
Nice. Oh, hold on. Let me go.
What's funny about you
Hold
doing
up. One
that
second.
is that
Okay.
my friend Rick
Uh,
makes fun of me because in a lot of
get a
pictures I'm
shot.
on like
And
this.
Yeah, I
He
love doing
says
that.
it's doing the Goldenberg.
you got it, man?
Uh,
Cool. Okay, I want to run this. I want to play it. I think that was the last bit. Let's roll it back. There you go.
No, I was
Oh,
reading
yeah.
about we got the name Golden Tusk, and you start talking about the N64. I was like, it's Golden 99. No, didn't know.
Although we used to play that too, but this was killer.
Can I sit where you are, Frank?
Please.
Nice.
In the same seat at the same time.
Sit on my lap.
Wow, okay. And that was that kind of shit.
I got to do political thing.
Of course.
Great. Thanks.
And then switch out my.
Just get some by yourself.
Yeah.
Just get some by yourself. You can stand.
Why is all, there's a lot of blood?
There's a lot of blood. We just went through the apocalypse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of like zombie
A
apocalypse?
zombie.
Yeah,
apocalypse. So,
Because I'm convinced that's
there's another guy who is in the show with me, and his girlfriend. They live in Glendale, and they have like escape routes. They have all that planned out already.
I just decided I'm gonna let it.
And that was before the show. He came in to audition, and he's like, "This is so great that you're Mike Foster, the big guy." He's like, "This is so great that you're doing this." First of all, my uncle or my grandfather was in Dawn of the Dead. We have a motorcycle already in the garage,
And a butt
ready
out.
if anything happens. We're out here. We're gonna go back out of the house because we live on a cliff, and he's got it all like
Where can
series
you
of,
watch the show? Is it
Golden on YouTube
on YouTube?
called Bad Timing. Yeah,
Okay.
or on
Check
Golden
that out.
Tusk. Yeah, it's
I'm all
fun.
about the zombies.
It's a good show. It goes by pretty quickly.
I'm gonna be producing a zombie movie. Actually, it's kind of
Are you?
yeah
Awesome.
for Geoff. Why did I just blank on his name?
Because you had to bring it up.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the director writer of Best Day Ever.
Oh,
He's
okay.
doing another one, Pizza Boy.
Jeff London.
Yeah, Jeff London. He's doing another one called Pizza Boy
Oh, that's nice,
Massacre,
nice.
and it's about a zombie, and he can't go out to get his food, so he orders pizza, and he eats the Pizza Boy. So
That's funny.
it's gonna be a bit get you. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So,
anything horror is always funny.
yeah, I love horror.
Let me walk you out, man.
Thank you.
And it was a
Thanks
pleasure.
a lot.
Yes.
Great.
Watch your head. Watch your eyes.
You got stuff here, right?
So,
That's me all the time.
Yeah.
I need people watching over me. So I try to stay afloat.
Hi, I'm Jay.
Frank.
Frank, nice to meet you. Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing?
you. Pretty good, pretty good. Excellent.
So you're the host?
Oh well, I heard to let the guy that lets you sit in front of the camera. Yeah, try to do that. We'll see.
back to sleep for me.
There's Mike.
Good. How are you guys?
It was very great.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
Cheerful.
I was nice web series. I was able to do just a small crew and the desert for 4 days.
I'm Gabrielle.
Frank, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wow. For that chantilly cream vanilla bean cake. Shouldn't leave without at least trying a little.
Right. Ladies. Good to see you. You guys ready to
Rock and roll?
Yeah, we're gonna take care of it. You do, man. Sure, absolutely. Watch it. Camera 3.
Wow. Is there gonna be enough room for me?
Yeah. Once we start rolling camera, yeah.
Where
still
should I stand?
Okay,
wait, can I
I'll
sit
I'll
right
just put you, right there. We'll maybe set up a chair down there. Make sure your head is. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, nice enough.
Watch it.
Does Nevin love to fit in here, or
Uh,
what do we think?
I'm
No?
gonna have him
Him
in
do
here,
some-
yeah,
okay.
and then there's also gonna be my guy.
Oh, okay.
So,
He's just
but
gonna
you
take one
can
for us
observe
real quick.
through the window right here. That's why we got that little peak space right there.
Oh, here, Nev. That's not what I like. Oh, if you have Steph's phone, you don't need mine. Although mine is bigger.
You got the 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, why you get that side? Look, I've never been taller than her.
And you won't be.
Okay, 11 minutes right here.
I was like, is he snapping?
I don't know.
Hey, Luis.
And I have my take my braces off.
Get some shots today,
Oh, that
ladies.
music. Cringe.
Let me get up here for
Nev, watch your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my head off too.
No, we're hopefully get some new,
27.
You look 27. How old are you guys really?
So old.
Well, I can just make up an age, huh?
This is great. Thanks so much. One more.
What's the 86? Is that when he was born?
That's when I was born. No, just kidding.
Sister. Oh, there you guys are.
87 is when I
Stefany?
graduated.
Yes.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Are you serious?
Baclaan.
You graduated
Baclaan?
from high school? Wow. I would not have thought that. She's my age because I graduated 86. So,
Oh, I was a few years after that.
88?
Well, I was ahead though.
Years later.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
91.
Well, I mean, we've got
So that's still
you're
old.
around the same age.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that you were
I
in your
graduated
40s. Oh, you good girl.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
We age well. We drink a lot of blood.
Oh,
Wow. Cool, I'm gonna step out, guys. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, we drink. I know that
We're
they
done.
just talked about a lot of blood the last
Gonna do
episode.
some photos with these guys. Let's get those.
You want in the middle?
That's off.
you want me to go
Holler.
I stand out there.
Okay.
Well, I
Lovely
keep
ladies.
falling into something.
Now I wish I dressed up. Like I'm
Frank.
like a bomb.
Ha
I guess I'm gonna have to get in there. too.
My soul is
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
ha. You're shorter than me. Hold on. No.
How's that? One more. That's awesome. Good. All right, let's get this show started.
Where do we
Ladies,
be
just
placed?
stand outside for 1 second.
Yeah.
Watch your eyes, watch your head, and I will call you in. Okay. Frank, step on that for a
You
second.
got it.
Let me set up this chair. still live, right? Yeah, there we are.
Live.
That's it.
I mean,
Cool.
it's shots.
Oh, the mic hasn't gotten knocked around yet. Wait, I need that camera.
Oh, it's live.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not
Oh,
live.
there you go. Yeah, that's camera.
Oh, so we're out there live, they're watching us.
Yes, I was on there. You can see like this big black blob being like right in front of the camera.
Oh, no kidding. That's hilarious that people are watching this right now. Look at
There
Oh
we
my
go.
God.
Okay. Okay, I need a third chair.
Oh, look, that's cute. Wait, look, that is so
Can I
cute.
get one of those folding chairs?
That was such a cute face.
Right? This is your chair, buddy.
Oh, I get the good stuff.
You get the
All right.
good stuff.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, he's not. It's not about him.
oh, okay. No,
Would you say he was hot?
he's kind of hot, so I like that. Not that you're not pretty.
Gotta have a seat there. Have a seat. Please have a seat. All right, so go there. Okay, I gotta move you over a little bit.
This way?
Yeah, come this way. No, off the stage. Just gotta readjust these chairs. Scoot up. Need you more into the camera. There you go. That should do it. Looks like we got everybody in there. In there, okay, good, looking good. Stay right there for me, ladies. Let's readjust this camera.
Don't. I'm falling in love.
I'm
I'm falling into your eyes. Please stop being so dreamy.
All right,
Oh god. Oh god. Oh boy.
good. So camera 2 is live and set up
Well, I
good.
mean, no, come on, 86 right on your arm.
It's because what I do with people.
Uh-huh.
My
Really?
motto, yeah, but.
Okay,
Doc, you eat your
it's
blood.
good. It's still streaming.
Or drinking.
I'll go out a few times. All right, there you go.
That's kind of great.
Cool.
What happened to the guy.
All right, looks like we're ready for action.
Yeah.
Great.
You something dry.
All right, ladies,
Spit him out.
let's
You
do it.
ready?
We're ready.
Boy. We need to make sure you end up.
Where am I sitting? Where am I sitting?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Jen, it's
I
you want
forgot
middle?
about
Good. I'm
Okay.
Where you want to sit?
Wherever.
Until 2:30.
Really? Okay.
You good? All right, nice.
Yeah.
Then I
No
can
worries.
get-
All right.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
you
you.
can hide my clothes. Are you playing this for the viewers as
Yeah,
well? Like, so
that's
they
right.
see what it is?
All right, so what I do is after the interview, well, right now, the live stuff,
that.
they're just looking at us, the show. When I edit it from here, then I splice some of that stuff in
I
there.
know.
So they're watching right now. We're on a live
Yeah, so,
mic.
yeah, everyone
mic.
can see and hear everything. So they heard what I,
Yeah.
no, so, don't worry about it. No, it's not that sensitive. Okay, all right.
I know. So we're gonna be looking.
I think I have to look at this mug. I apologize in advance. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough little bit of time here. I like Dreamboat, like Eric there. Come on, he was look at him forever.
All
What
right.
are you talking about? You have a very nice face.
No, please.
Frank, you wouldn't be on this show if you weren't good looking. Just to be straight up with you.
Well, I'm
This
just
guy.
kidding.
What a producer! What a producer right there. He knows how to build it up.
It's like I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
All right, we got sound. Sounds good still. All right. Connection looks good. All right.
You look great.
So if you guys want to see what you look like, right here. All right, that's live from this guy right here. So this is going to be the stuff that's getting edited. That's it.
So who am I looking at? Him? Am I looking
Oh, you
at
could.
the camera?
You guys are just hanging out.
Both.
You look at me.
You can look at the
Conversation.
camera. You can look at whoever you want. You can look at me.
Look at this mic. No,
Mike.
Everything. Staring right at me.
I'm doing fine. Talk back. Yes.
And just so you know, this is what it looks like on WatchHollywood.tv once it's loaded. Okay?
Oh.
So that's what you guys look like. So anyone that goes to WatchHollywood.tv right now, that's what they're getting.
Oh, this side's looking great.
All right?
There.
So that's the good stuff, the fun stuff. Okay? So let's, before I start recording, let me put it back on there.
Oh, so we're not like the whole world is not seeing us say all these crazy things.
Of course they are.
Yes.
So if you were swearing or
You have any
Yeah.
apologies
No.
to make them now.
make them now.
Sorry. Sorry for all my sins.
Oh, yeah, it's powering off. It's okay.
Ron and Laura.
So let's just get,
We're doing a screening of Ron and Laura on Wednesday.
what just
That
happened?
music.
You love that.
Oh, it's that song.
Don't worry, we're gonna get through it. We're getting through it. Just fast forward for a picture.
Okay. Smiling.
Sorry for
Just frozen.
And cinematography is amazing.
Like now we know that we're on air.
Yes, like
How's that picture?
we'll right later.
I just cinematography is
Look at us.
amazing.
Forget it.
That's such a cute picture. I love that. I'll stay with that one. All right.
You have something on your nose.
I know. Is it the screen?
Don't worry, the camera's not that big. It's not getting that detail. Okay. Camera's rolling.
It's unofficial.
Ooh.
And action.
Welcome back, everybody, to WatchHollywood.tv, the internet's talk show. We're here at episode 4, and today we're going to be talking with Stefany Baclaan and Gabrielle Collins, people responsible for the film Love in an Instant. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. Look at that. Please.
Thank you,
How
thank
often
you.
are you going to talk to two gorgeous ladies like this?
Thank you.
So, Love in an Instant. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, how did you folks meet? How did you two meet?
Oh gosh, we've been friends for years now. Actually,
15?
a mutual friend of ours, Daphne Duplay, who also makes a little bit of a cameo in here. That's how we met.
Now,
It was love in an instant, actually,
It
when we met.
Ah!
It was.
so I guess what we see in the senior friendship. Right there.
Exactly.
There you go. Yes. So now, at what point have you collaborated on stuff in the past, or did you finally realize, like, we should just do something together?
What happened was I was on Instagram. This is an Instagram inspired love story. And it basically shows the beginning, middle, and end of a relationship on one woman's Instagram page, which happens to be Stefany. So I was actually looking on Instagram, just going through my daily feed, and I noticed a picture on one of my friends' feeds. And so I looked at it and I was like, this is interesting. It was a very sexy, sultry sort of picture of her, which she had never posted before. It's just very regular, like this, like us, just curly hair, usually wash and go kind of thing. This was very made up. Her hair was blow dried straight and she had makeup on and just very sexy. And I was like, interesting. Let me look back. Maybe I missed something here on her page. And so I went to her page and started looking through the pictures and sort of noticed a pattern, and the pictures before were, like I said, very much like this. And then they just got sexier. And I was like, I think she's dating somebody. So I just kind of, backtracked and looked through the pictures, and I would see someone, how when someone likes your picture, and I saw one name that kept popping up, and I was like, interesting. Let me look at who that is. Went to his page, and so that's kind of how it started. And I just started thinking, wow, you really can look at someone's page, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and just, have a little bit of a window into their lives and kind of track what's going on. And so that gave me the idea for Love in an Instant. And I called up Stefany and was like, I have this idea for this movie, and, could you and Eric be in it? And she was like, well, what's it about? So I kind of told her. She was like, sure. I was like, yeah, but this is on a Monday. I called her. I go, but I want to shoot it on Saturday. She was like, yeah, we could do it.
We can make it work.
We can make it work. And, and so that's really how it happened. So we knocked it out the wall in like one day. We shot all day Saturday. And
wardrobe, script, everything was discussed prior.
Yes.
And we kind of just
we just
moved
set
through
it up.
it, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I shot it all on my iPhone.
Oh, that's going to give the authentic sort of feel that you'd have.
Yeah.
Right. It's Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, especially since you were able to do like, is it 12 or 15 seconds of video?
I think it's 15, maybe 15.
I made sure to incorporate the video with the JPEGs.
Mhm.
And so, wanted to have that very Instagram look, that very filtered look. So
Stefany, when Gabrielle calls you up and says, like, all right, I have the idea for let's do this, let's do it on Saturday. Can you do it with Eric? When you pitch it by Eric, is he like, oh yeah, sure, let's just do this? Or do you have to kind of twist his arm a little bit?
No, it was all very easy. He had worked in the industry too. So it was a no-brainer. It was like, oh yeah, we could do this, so it was quick.
Now, when you on the day of shooting, do you shoot it chronologically? Do you?
No. We shot location wise. So how we wanted it to just track with the different locations that we had, and then we shot everything that I knew would have a daytime look, of course, in the daytime, and then for the evening.
Yeah, we put our relationship in 5 minutes, and it was like a couple year relationship. It seemed like in the photos, from beginning to end, and we squeezed it into a 5 minute shot. So, yeah, we had like club scenes, bar scenes, and it was all in my backyard actually. So everything was mostly
inside
and inside, like the club.
And
like,
out of your place then.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She has the best house. The best house. She has like this backyard, and it's this sort of paradise. She calls it the Buddha Lounge, and it's beautiful. It's amazing in the back. So
I kind of recreated a Nikki Beach. Actually, is when I started the yard. I went to Miami. And I was like, ooh, I want a yard like this.
And it very much has that feel. So it was very easy to make it seem like we were in different locations. Yeah, we were all at her house.
So now, the shots that you're showing in the film, are they just condensed versions of yours and Eric's relationship? Or did you add other stuff that you feel like, well, I want to have these other touchstones from other relationships that I want to show in the film as well?
No, it was all from them. It was all from them. I mean, it basically sort of mimicked their relationship. And even at the end of it, at the end of the shoot, I said to them, thank you so much for, allowing me to sort of show a little bit of you guys, and not really you guys, but sort of you guys, because it was them, but it wasn't them. Mm-hmm. And so it worked out like really well. I think the most difficult scene to shoot was them arguing, because they just kept laughing through it. And I'm like, okay, guys, we got to be serious.
We had to break up in the shoot, and
they weren't there.
And so
not yet. I mean, unfortunately or eventually they did break up, but it wasn't there at the time, and so I was like, come on, let's get into this.
Well, we never really fought, so I had to like curse at him and stuff, and I was like, I'm laughing, and I'm like, I don't know how to curse you out without laughing at it.
Just seems so weird and natural, yeah.
I was like,
I really wanted to be.
So now going back to picking those moments that you wanted to show in the film with you and Eric, did both of you realize like, oh yeah, these were did you both have the same idea of like important moments in your life that you're like, yeah, if I were Instagramming my relationship, I would have shown these sort of photos. And did you have those?
Well, it
ideas
was sort of my idea of how I wanted, the different stuff that I wanted to show. And so.
But our Instagrams at that time were true to story, actually, because we did document cool moments, really cool moments, and it was all about capturing the really cool moments. So she captured some really cool moments, and we intertwined it all together, and it was kind of true to life, actually. That's what makes it so weird, is that this was a story, and then it became my life. And now everybody is seeing this part of my life that was real.
So, unfortunately, you and Eric did break up after.
Yes, we did.
About 3 months or so after filming this?
Yes.
So now when you go back and you see this and everybody's watching this, what is it like when you yourself see it or friends see this and they're like, oh, wow.
Well, when we were at the New Media Film Festival, and that was the first time I'd seen it on screen, and on the big screen, and the music came on, and my heart, when I hear that song, it just stops for a second, because it is a part of my personal life, and now I share it with the whole world, and I'm proud to share it because I think it is a beautiful story. It made for a beautiful story. It does stop my heart a little bit, because it's like, oof, I have to share this now. I mean, it's out there.
But initially, when she saw the first cut, I sent her a rough cut, and she called me up and she was like, "It's beautiful."
I will tell you, everybody that saw it, that was a part of our lives. I mean, cried. Everybody called me crying. My mother, my parent, my dad, my friends, my good friends. They'd call me and say, "Oh my gosh, I was crying," and I'm like, "No, be really happy," because it was a really, it ended up. It's really great. It's a really great story. I'm great.
Yeah.
We hope he's great. We don't know. Gabby's great. And Love in an Instant is great.
And they were both, because they did break up, I was very sensitive to that and was like, is it still okay for me to do this? And of course, Stefany said yes. And then I spoke with Eric and he said, of course, it just happened to end up, becoming true. But other than that, everyone who's seen it, even, Stefany, her friends, her family, Eric and his friends and his family, they all thought that it was just done beautifully, and they were really proud of it. So,
and a lot of people can relate to it now. I mean, because social media, we are our own paparazzi, is how I explained it, is we put our lives out there. So, for instance, Valentine, when she did the podcast interview with us, she said it was so relatable to her because she had been through an instant like that. And it's true. I mean, one point she made to me was, you don't want to put your life out there because you don't know what's going to happen. So you take down all the pictures and stuff. But then she said, what happens when it's the right one and you don't document and you don't have memories of that? So you take the chance. You just take the chance in this life, and
you gotta wear your heart on your sleeve.
You do. You have to.
Social media is such a part of our lives now. It's like, it's just who we are. Documenting every single moment. Like, we were just all, out in the hallway, and we should be being social with each other, the four of us, right? But we were all on our phones, because plus we were like trying to tweet and Instagram, like us being here, like telling everyone to tune in and to watch and stuff like that. So, it's just a part of life at this point. So.
Now, of course, you've moved on, another relationship.
Yes.
So do you feel yourself as willing to be as open and sharing this time around as you were with
I do have a little trepidation. I mean, I can't, help it, because when the time and when it was ended, that part of my life, it's a rough thing to go through, and you have to delete some things and try to start over. But no, actually, no, I'm super happy. I love sharing it. I just don't share as much. I think I don't put the most intimate parts online for everybody, because I hold him special. So I prefer not to just, commercialize him, because I really, because of the way it affected me before, it's just different now. It is different.
Yeah.
Now, with Eric, and previously, before you were making the film, you said you were used to this kind of tracking your life story. You shared your life. Were you like that as well, in terms of Instagram and sharing your life before doing this film?
To an extent. Like, she is now trepidatious. I've always been. So there are only certain things that I put out. But I try to post daily, whether that's about loving an instant or just, this morning I posted my dog and I on a walk because the streets were completely empty, so it's always so nice. But it's just, like little everyday sort of things. Relationship stuff, I don't post. But you might see them in the picture with me.
Yeah.
But you may not know who they are.
Who's that dreamboat?
Yeah.
Who's that,
I post.
who's that uncle? Yeah.
I post. My life is already out there, so we'll just keep it out there. And you only live once, so this is it. This is my only life, and so I'm going to go out with a bang when I do.
Yeah.
So best believe.
She gave me great material.
Yeah,
She gave, as you can see, she was great for the shoot. So.
Because I think it seems like it varies from person to person in terms of how much they're willing to share of themselves. And even if you are sharing of yourself, you are also constructing your own personal narrative, how you'd like people to view you.
Exactly.
And so it's always tough, like how much of it is really being your authentic self and how much of it is like, well, no, this is only what I want people to know of me.
Right.
I think I really don't have any
filter.
Yeah. That's my MO. I have no filter.
The only
my mouth
filter she has is on IG, like when she changes the color of the picture. But yeah, I think she's pretty open, and that was why I really wanted to do this project, because, like I said, we do put so much of our lives on social media, and hers was perfect.
Yeah. And I just don't know which way is the easier way to go, just to be completely open and honest and sharing of yourself with no filter and just, come what may of the consequences, or just carefully trying to construct how you want people to view or what you choose to share with your life and just constantly worrying like, oh, is this something I want to share or not? And have to worry about leading that sort of life. I don't know necessarily which way is the best way. And
I think it works for.
Being in this industry, though, people are going to stalk you. They're going to try to find whatever they can. So at that level, I'm like, I have nothing to hide, really.
Yeah.
I have nothing to hide. I have a good life. Yeah. And I do a lot of fun stuff, and I love to share it with the people that are in my life, and whatever I can contribute to anybody else's life, and make them happy. So, or sad or whatever, just I don't have any shame like that. It's who I am. So you either like me or you don't.
And that was one of the reasons why I left the movie. I started the movie with her alone, because that's usually how it works. Like when you're not dating someone, it's a lot of pictures of you, right? You and your dogs. Not that we're guilty of that, but it'll be, a lot of solo pictures. And then when you meet someone and you start hanging out, it's like all pictures of you guys together. Mm-hmm. And towards the end, you could see them not together as much anymore. And so that's why the very last photo is of Stefany by herself looking at the sunset, because the sun is setting on that relationship.
And that photo was actually a true photo. It was during the course of it, and I went and meditated and went on this mountain, and it was
canyon.
And kind of sat there for a minute and was like, put my life into perspective, like, well, I'm alive. It's not over, it's not over. I got to keep going. So that was it. That was like, buck up. Let's make a move. Let's go. Move forward. Got to keep moving forward.
So it was the perfect, to me, it was the perfect end to the film.
So now when you were actually shooting that on that Saturday, and you're shooting it on an iPhone, do you have any other larger crews, or pretty much just you and Eric and yourself?
It was just
So the three of you?
Yes.
That was it.
Nice
We're
lean and mean
professionals.
operation. Yes.
Yes.
We knew what we were doing.
Yes.
We knew what we wanted, and we went for it.
Yep. And I went through her wardrobe. I was like, no, this.
Yeah.
And Eric's, no, wear this. So it was just us, but we had a great time doing it. And I think we started at like 9 in.the.morning.
And probably ended
8 or 9
8 at night, I think.
Or 8 or 9, yeah.
It's like a 15 hour day, I think.
nice.
Yeah.
So you're doing it with friends, having a relaxed time, and you get to hang out like in the Buddha Lounge.
Yeah,
Awesome.
the Buddha Lounge.
Come on. What a great
Anyone's
way.
watching.
So now, since this has really struck a chord with so many viewers, have you decided to choose something else that's in a similar vein, or what do you think what are you guys working on next?
You know, we were talking about doing some kind of a follow-up to it, and we're just kind of working it out. But yeah, it because so many people have said how relatable it is to them, you know, and because so many people, not only their lives play out on social media, but they now meet on social media, you know. So we were thinking that maybe that would be our next direction is, you know, a couple actually meeting that way. So
I've been researching and stalking people's Instagrams. So just kidding. So just to see their story, because now that you hear about Love in an Instant, you kind of go, oh, little light bulb, like,
she goes to people
and I start scoping out like what their story is, because I'm you know, there's a story behind everything.
Yeah.
So I've actually can't say anything, but been
Spoilers,
researching
yeah.
those
All right.
stories.
Yeah. So somebody's getting looked at. All right. So now, what made you decide to use Instagram as your medium for telling this, as opposed to say Facebook or not Tinder? Tinder is a terrible.
What?
What a terrible way to tell that story.
Well, I'm not on Facebook, and I'm not sure if Tinder was out yet. But I'm not on Tinder either, because you have to have Facebook to have Tinder. So, but I love Instagram. I'm such a fan of Instagram because it's just beautiful pictures for the most part. I mean, yes, you can do the video also, but usually you could just post a picture and go and keep it going. You know, like Facebook gave me so much anxiety because like you have, you know, people would say, oh, you haven't responded to my friend request, or you haven't, you know, commented on my picture, or this. And I'm like, I don't have time for this, you know. And people think Facebook is real. I don't really get that as much with Instagram, but I feel like they think Facebook is real. And I'm like, you know, it's not real though, right? And they take it way too personally. And I don't feel that same sort of pressure, you know, like with Instagram. And I don't have to like make my profile private or any of, you know, like I don't have to, you know, add someone or what. If you like my pictures, then you can just follow me, you know, or you can like them, or you can comment and keep it moving. Like, it's no network. And, you know, Facebook didn't like me also because they would send me nasty emails like, oh, you sent a request to someone you didn't know, because this is a social networking site. So I kind of thought that you didn't have to know them. And so I would send really nasty emails back to them. We just didn't have a good relationship. So I didn't last very long on Facebook.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They were like, oh, this chick again. So yeah, that happened to me like 3 or 4 times before I just kind of called it a day on Facebook. So yeah, but Instagram.
But Facebook requires, I think it requires, you know, that question like, what are you doing now? Or it has that question, you write it in the little box or whatever.
It's too
like,
time consuming.
It's asking you questions, and you're writing to everybody. And I think that Instagram is fun,
but your
because,
pictures
like I said,
tell your story.
Pictures tell 1,000 words. So you really don't. You can just post a picture and you don't have to say anything, and anyone can interpret it the way that they want to interpret it. Or you can put a little caption next to it. Right. It's very minimal.
Yes. And that's why, you know, I say about Love in an Instant, it's an Instagram inspired love story, because it really was, you know, it was just looking at pictures and
how cute that picture is.
Is this your Alfred Hitchcock moment there? Where you sneak in like, all right, I gotta put my Hitchcock moment in.
Well, I had to be the filler, even though I was not the person or the catalyst for Stefany meeting Eric. In the story, they had to meet somehow. So I was the person that introduced
we met at the Buddha Lounge through Gabby.
And
I think this is actually where we meet, because in this scene, he's like, it's video, and he's peeking his head in. I'm like, who's that guy? You know, and then
she's like, Gab's friend is cute.
And so
so that was just, you know, like one of the ways that I had to fill out the story and help round it out. my version of their story.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, many filmmakers, I mean, they work on things for so many different projects, so many things, and they come and go, and they just kind of fall through the cracks, or people don't really respond to them. But you folks made something that people are really responding to. How does that feel to make something that has really struck a chord with people, and they've responded, and they've reached out, and they've contacted you and let you know?
It's great. I mean, one of the things that I hear often is how beautiful it is, or how the chairman of my company had seen it, and he said it was, gosh, I can't remember how he described it, but it was really great. Beautifully, I don't know, was it haunting? I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But it was, you know, he just loved the look of it. And so it's great to always hear, especially, I hear more from women, of course, than men, and probably because the lead is a woman, but that it's so true to their stories, you know, and totally relatable. You
Us
know?
women we wear our hearts on the sleeves.
We
We're
do.
so much more emotional
We
than
do.
men. So then we post so much more emotion than men do. I see someone going, no, and he's a male saying no, but you know, I think that more women relate though to it because we all do it.
Yeah.
We all do it.
We're
We
all
all,
guilty of it.
yeah. Do you?
I mean,
No, I don't post that many things of myself up online. Very, very few. Like if I go to comic book, that's about it. Otherwise, no. Although I'm just plugging an improv show.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's terrible. I'm terrible at Instagram, folks. I'm terrible. That's the thing we learned. If you follow my Instagram, that's not going to give you any sort of inspiration for your next project.
I'm not stalking you at all.
No, if you fall asleep, I was like, oh, what a dull girl this guy is. All right. Our guests have been Stefany Baclaan and Gabrielle Collins. Love in an Instant, an Instagram love story. Look at that. Check it out right there. It's been a pleasure. You've been watching the Internet's talk show, WatchHollywood.tv.
Good stuff.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
When you edit this, do you play the video so people can like see it all at once? Oh, good.
They get a
A
little
little snippet.
some insight. Yeah.
Woo, it's hot in here.
It
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm
yeah.
sweating right now.
You know, I had a
And I had
Stuff
this
that
close-
I know, but it's too loud.
because when I didn't box it up, it was too cold. People were like, "Oh my God, it's so cold in here." So I figured, let me control it a little bit. So I got to do some more editing on that. So the next time you come back here,
So how was that? That was good?
That was
okay?
awesome.
Okay.
Fantastic. Everything over here was great.
You are great. I'm gonna follow you though on Instagram.
We're gonna get your social media game up.
I need to get my social media.
You
game.
do.
You need to come to the Buddha Lounge and take some
Yes.
Are
photos
you,
there.
a comedian?
I am. Well, aspire to host and do improv comedy over at Iowa West.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So what did you think? When you watched Love in an Instant?
It's
He didn't watch it.
No, I watched it. No, I did watch it.
Look, I'm interviewing you now.
No,
Go.
it's because I guess maybe I'm just private about my life, so I don't share many of my photos at all. So I feel like, boy, I've never been that open in terms of a relationship, and I don't know if that's essentially like,
But it doesn't have to be for that. You do stand up or you do improv at the Improv West. Like it could just be your little phone. Like you could take a picture right here, you know, like with the mic or
Is that better?
whatever.
yeah.
Plugging this or, you know, like
I always feel like,
Yeah,
is that like, am I just being too cheesy with that stuff? I always
No.
feel like my
Be cheesy.
I mean, I
because
think
it's about being seen.
It's about
being
branding you
social.
and
Yes.
putting yourself out there. And you know,
And you can keep it work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be relationship. You can and because you are in this business, you definitely should do at least one post every day.
One
Even
trend
if it's your coffee, you know, with your name on it, like at Starbucks or
Mhm.
something, like anything just to be active, just to show that you're active.
Because there's so many like shows I go for hosting auditions for, but they we want somebody with a big social following.
Exactly.
And I,
How do you get that? You
Yeah,
gotta
I
do
gotta
rules.
start building it.
a friend had told
Put
me.
that handsome face
Yeah.
on. See, do some stuff.
I know you feel like it's like vain a little
My
bit,
back
right?
lips.
And he's already so self-deprecating.
But I know I would smack you. But they love my. I have a lot of people that hit me up and say, you know, I love following you. I love watching what you do,
She
and
takes
it's
great pictures.
and I do a lot. You know, like work personal, whatever I do, I do a lot. And it's not that I'm trying, I don't try to boast or, I'm not trying to show off or take selfies or like, oh, I'm great. But my friend had said, I love the way you represent yourself because you support everybody. So you support wherever you go and everybody's work. And you're always doing something and you're putting it out there that people might not know. So, oh, I'm here. And I'm kind of blasting everybody. I'm blasting wherever function you're doing. I'm blasting you for that. So that people are aware. And it's just because the industry that we work at, it's really small.
But it's about being seen.
And it's about
and having a profile.
Sharing. Like I feel like sharing.
I guess there's something that said for people that are I don't know if manifesting, but when you're putting stuff up that you're doing, more people are more inclined to like, oh, this person's doing something. We should do something with that person
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly. Because I can tell you, I work in non-scripted television, and I work for the largest producer of non-scripted content in the U.S. And one of the things that we started hearing from our agency, which I won't say their name, but they were like, they send us clients that they want us to meet with who are nobodies, but they have 1 million Twitter followers or they have, 1 million Instagram followers. And we're just like, okay, and so what people are looking for now is you can be a great talent, but they want you to also have a following.
And bring somebody to the party. So.
Exactly. They want you to bring your people to whatever project that you're doing. So, I mean, it's no different from having, if you were on TV and had regular fans, do you know?
Right.
Same thing. So they know.
You're just cross promoting. It's cross promoting everything.
Oh,
it's a lot of work.
I do television production. I used to work at B for a long time, but so behind the camera. So now I'm doing this in front of the camera. So I'm just trying to like plug away.
Look what's on the back of the door.
What's on the back of the door? I really want to take that sweatshirt, Alistair.
Oh, you go. Okay, it's yours now.
Oh,
see, that's a sign.
she's scared, but she wants a dream catcher tattoo. I really like that sweatshirt.
It's yours.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
Is it a sample? Is it an
It's a
extra?
demo. It's a demo.
You don't understand. I love owls and that.
Well, you know what?
Well, she's about to take your pants off.
I said we're not getting out.
Oh, and it's so soft. I just caught me a new sweatshirt. Look, and I'll be Instagramming.
Yeah. See,
I
I'm
know.
working
Get
on
a
it.
shot in
Oh.
Boom.
Let me, I just ripped my earring out.
Your good friend Frank, you always do such an awesome job. I feel so good when you're here. I feel so safe and secure.
Oh,
You know?
thank you for having me. Honestly, guys, I love doing this. So.
I love hosting too. I do. If you ever need a team player, you can call me.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Done.
I actually run B-Real TV. I don't know. Do you know B-Real? Or I'm sure you've seen my posts and stuff. So I produce. I'm gonna put my hoodie on. There. This.
Awesome. Cool.
Ooh, look at that.
Hey. Good stuff. Good, enjoy it. Wear it a lot.
Yes,
Wear it out.
I am. I love this. Are you
Awesome.
kidding? I'm gonna put it. If you send me one of those photos so I can Instagram it, be like, I'm here. Check him out. See, and I'll be cross promoting Alistair.
And yeah, if you're serious about interviewing and stuff, the next show, I'll be more than happy to have you.
Sure, if you need a
With
team
that.
player or if you need to go anywhere, just that's I do that also.
My meter is
Yeah, that would be great.
Already after the show.
We took before.
Okay.
First,
Oh,
Was
sure,
it on
yeah.
pictures, Frank?
I'm great.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah,
everybody.
nice, nice.
That's me on my phone.
I hadn't raised them.
Oh, let me get some photos of Frank, man. Frank's my star. My
How about with that?
Frank, let me get
Yes,
your
sure.
Instagram.
Sure, yeah, right. Yeah. I don't think I've posted it. I haven't posted it. I don't
You
know.
better stick a picture then of all three of us.
No,
I feel that.
I mean it. I just don't want to. I want to make sure I don't leave any of my heroes out.
How do we find out? How do we find out who we are? How do we find out how
He's
we
like Batman, but you're like Robin.
Oh, man.
Happy goes Jackie.
Upstairs. My meter's up.
Hey, Gabrielle. Okay, let me give you a quick squeeze before you.
Boom.
That's me.
No, I found him. No post.
That's supposed to. All right, it's changing. It's changing.
Seriously, if you guys need some,
Yes, please, absolutely.
I would love to help you
That
and
would be
whatever you
fantastic.
need.
Yes, I love hosting with people. Always playing off somebody's energy. That's fantastic.
Oh, good. Okay, so that would be great. I look forward to it. Thank you, everybody.
Pleasure.
We gotta get out of here. I think
Hold
our
on. Wait a second.
Jeez, I don't have anything. Have you got everything?
Here you go.
Stefany, STEF.
We're good.
Okay, I'm running.
Down.
Hello, that water.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, got a thunder, man.
Man,
Good
yeah.
run.
That was good. Thanks.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You
No,
Luis.
one word. Sorry.
Frank.
Christmas card.
Alistair, thank you so much.
Christmas
They're
card.
not Christmas cards. They're thank you cards.
Well,
I just made them at Christmas.
well, I love it. Thank you so much. That's great.
If Angela was here, she would have gotten her. I'll mail it to her. Maybe.
Are we good to go?
You guys are good to
I
go.
appreciate the sweatshirt. I am
Oh,
going
my
to rock
pleasure.
it.
Rock
I
it,
have to
baby.
go out tonight, so I think I'm rocking.
Good seeing you. I'll be calling you. soon.
Thank you, everybody. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Or ladies.
Bye.
Ladies.
Wow, that was great.
That was good, man. Another good performance by Frank Moran.
Oh,
Dude, you're a natural.
that's so kind. Thank you so much.
So, what's your plan for
And
today?
he's so pretty on camera.
Right?
Yes, you do.
Oh,
You do, Miss
please. Oh, well. Pretty. Look at me. I'm a pretty boy. I'm a pretty little boy. You get a picture
And
of
here's a
this?
thank you for you for showing up, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. Get in.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I want some pictures with you.
Please.
I want this just me and you. Just me and you.
I'm not very photogenic right now.
Dude, just give me some pictures with Frank. Hang on 1 second.
All right.
All right. My hero.
This is the man right here.
That's cute.
Is it? Let's do the political.
I mean, y'all did that the last time. Do something racy.
Shirts off,
Yeah,
everybody.
right?
Kiss him.
Get in here.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you too,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
My guest of honor.
I know, but I,
My guest of honor here. You can come on. You can.
You didn't see what I was doing.
No, you were doing
Ooh,
that.
I like that, right?
Nice.
See, I like this light. I mean, I'm gonna look like I'm
Awesome.
old.
Awesome. Sweet, Luis. Thank you. Great, great.
But I love the set. It's really cute.
Thanks. We put a lot of heart into this.
Yeah, it's very, very cute. Oh, shit.
You know, so I would like to get Mel
Mhm.
in here, Laura, you know. For
You know, it'd
both-
be great
for
if we
both
could
shows.
do them as, you know, they just did some stuff at some little videos as Ron and Laura
Oh, nice.
about like when they went to Sundance.
Okay,
And
cool.
so it might be kind of cute to have them actually come as Ron and Laura.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that would
I
be,
would love that.
I would too. I think that would be kind of really, really cool.
And are you familiar? You know Lamont, right?
No, I don't
You
know
know
him. I know who he is.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool, cool. So I'm thinking of doing episode 5
Mhm.
with you guys. Invite Lamont on here as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, and
When-
I would also like to have Andy.
Oh, yeah.
From the,
Yeah, Andy would be great.
so
He'd be
have-
great.
That would be episode 5 is what I'm hoping to do.
When would that be?
Well, it's all in the works. You know, after each show, and I do my edits and I broadcast everything and I, you know, repost stuff, then I start working on the next episode. They take time because I really
Well, yeah, it's a lot of work.
quality
Yeah.
into each episode. You know, I want everyone to come here, feel special, make sure I have their stuff queued up, make sure when they come in, they feel,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
No, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it can be a lot of work at times, especially, you know, there are times I work alone, most times.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is, do you do film festivals and stuff? Do you go to like film festivals?
Well, you know, I've done it for Ron and Laura. I mean, you know, we did Indie Fest USA. Oh, actually, for both movies, Ron and Laura Take Back America and Best Day Ever. What did I go to with them? I was supposed to go to Idlewild, but I ended up not being able to go. But I like, you know, I've done film festivals, gone to them over the years. Like, so do you mean like attend them or?
Well, what one, if knowing how to get, you know, media coverage, because a part of this show was called Chasing Festivals. So basically, and that's basically how we home it.
Right.
You know, I started chasing festivals so I can do coverage. You're out of here, Frank.
Yes,
Thanks again, sir.
Class. I apologize.
All right, no problem. I'm
Thank you so much for
glad.
having
Did we finish early?
Yeah, we're good.
Time?
I'm all good. Yeah, I get a little grace period there, so I'm all good.
Awesome deal.
Thanks again for having me.
My pleasure, Frank. Every time.
Absolutely, it's
Okay.
my pleasure. I love doing this.
We'll be in touch.
Can't wait. Look
All
forward
right,
to
watch
it.
your face going out there. Cool. I want to
Mess that pretty face up.
That's right.
Bye,
Okay,
guys.
Frank. Yeah. So basically, you're funny. This is live, by the way.
Oh no!
Busted. No, I'm just kidding.
What? That it's live or it's not live?
Hold on. I think it is live.
Oh no!
It's okay. It's all right.
Well, maybe don't get me a date.
Maybe.
Who knows what? I don't know what side his bread is buttered on.
So yeah.
So chasing festivals.
Yeah, chasing festivals. Basically, what I'm attempting to do with chasing festivals is to attend as many film festivals as I can. Do the red carpet thing, just like I did on the new media. And out of that, you know, get people like Andy, get people like Stefany and Gabrielle, get people like Lamont, you know, and continue to produce shows like this through chasing festivals.
Right.
So, so that's what that's about. Of course, that is developing into its own channel. It'll be a domain. Well,
wow.
there's already a domain for it. I already own it. I just haven't developed it yet. And basically, it will be its own channel, its own website. But that's where we would get the supply of.
So would you? So you go to like in all these different festivals, and you you kind of just do a show like at the festival. Is that what it's?
I'm basically just going to be covering it, recording the red carpet. Hopefully, if I get I would like to get another host, you know, to be on the red carpet with these.
Well, this guy was really good.
He is good.
He was really good.
The thing is, though, I'm trying to like sort of spread the thing, spread the opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's considered more. This is Frank's show.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't know it yet, but it's in my head.
Right.
This is Frank's show, and I want to keep it like that for as long as he wants.
Right.
Wants to be
That makes sense.
Other things like chasing festivals, I would like to have somebody on the red carpet, you know, covering these things. And that too will have its own domain, just like Watch Hollywood does.
Right.
You can actually, you will actually go to chasing festivals, and you will see the live show. Just as
No, and you're going to festivals all over the country, or
hopefully in the future, yes. But as of right now, I'm limited to LA.
right?
So
There's a lot of festivals here.
and there's a lot of festivals here that can get us started to bigger and bolder things. And
Yeah, Mel might actually be.
I'm sorry.
Mel might actually be a good
That-
host. I don't know if he.
That would be
I don't know if he would if he does that sort of thing. But you know, he's very personable, and he, as an indie filmmaker, you know, he knows a lot of stuff, and
Right.
you know, plus he knows a lot of people too.
Right.
You know that he could probably get down those red carpet.
Exactly, and that's where the question I'm about to pop is. I need someone to help me with that.
Like,
Get into those shows. And
just get into the festivals.
Get into the
Well,
festivals.
I'm sure that's easy. Like to just I mean, because they all want the coverage, you know
Right,
what I
of
mean?
course.
So, I mean, and like Indie Fest USA, which is where we were in, I forgot when it was, October.
Mhm.
You know, they would love to have you guys cover it. I'm sure it's not a huge festival. It's kind of
Right.
it's a weird festival. It's outside,
Mhm.
but it's a music and a film festival, and it's so I'm sure they would love to have it. Any of the festivals, especially the emerging ones. This one's been around for a few years, but the emerging ones would want you to cover it. I'm sure.
Right. I know that, but I'm also trying to get into the more established ones like
Right.
LA Film Fest,
Mhm.
AFI. You know, I tried to
Right.
get in last year, it didn't quite work out.
Oh, they
You
didn't.
know, well, I think I even applied late. I should probably be applying right now,
Right.
in order to get in on those days.
So you have to apply for those.
Right. So my thing is, you know, if there's a way or a source or a contact person that you may know or
Yeah.
you might know, please.
Well, I
Let
don't.
me-
Because I've done more stuff in the past with film festivals because I did a lot of repping independent films over the years when I was doing publicity. But I've kind of, I've slowly gotten out of it. So
Right,
the
right.
only film festival stuff I've done recently is just in association with Ron and Laura and Best Day Ever. Yeah, and so I don't have a lot. Well, I used to have connections with like Sundance and Slam Dance and.
I'll be honest.
But I haven't even talked to them in so long. I don't even know if people are still there. You know what I mean? It's but yeah, if I think of anybody that or some film festivals that I know, because I'm always getting information about stuff like that, so I'm happy to pass it along. I mean, I just don't, I don't know a lot of people in that
Right.
arena
Right, gotcha.
necessarily. But I wouldn't think it would be difficult at all to get them.
Right.
you know.
You know, a lot of the like the Sundance and those guys, they were, we're still growing.
Mhm.
We're still building our reputation, building our following and stuff like that. You know, they have certain criteria you need to meet before they can actually get that pass.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I don't want to wait that long. I mean, of course, in the end, if I have to, I have no choice.
Right.
But again,
And I'll talk to Mel too, because Mel having done a lot of the film festivals, he really likes to get that media in there,
Right, right.
So he might. I know he's in with the guys at Indie Fest. I know he's in with New York City International
Nice.
Film Festival. I know he's kind of in with Idlewild because Irene Bedard is on.
and I'm sorry I missed that.
You
I
know,
was so disappointed. I was like, what?
Oh, were you going? Were you going to go to
I
Idlewild?
wanted to go, but I couldn't. I was traveling around at that. It was
Oh,
like the
right,
beginning of January.
I was supposed to go, and then I couldn't go at the last minute.
Oh.
Well, actually, we were leaving, and I came back. But,
Mm.
he does know a lot of these festival people, so I'll bring it
Yeah,
up
please.
to him.
Yeah.
And see, and I'll look at some of my old contacts because I know I did the Beverly Hills Film Festival, 10 years ago, probably longer than that, ago, and that was a great film festival. I did. I didn't rep it, but I went to the LA Film Fest. And
Right.
it was a great film festival. But yeah, I mean, it should be very easy to get into these, I would think.
Right, And also, I'm not ashamed to admit I'm a novice. I'm a technical guy.
Right.
I'm a developer that has a huge affinity for independent film, and that's what this is. This is the spawn of it.
Right.
So
I mean,
getting around and knowing these things that I'm still kind of like
right. Well, there's
funking
nothing
around
wrong with
and
that.
shit.
Look, let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with it because I feel you because because I'm getting out of publicity and going into producing, and I've got credits on things, but I've never, with the exception of the documentary that I did, I've never actually done everything from start to finish.
Right.
And I don't really know how to do stuff
Oh,
from
I see.
start to finish, because my credits have been getting people connected in post production. Like
Mhm.
for Ron and Laura, I got them a really sweet post production package for color correction that they were able to afford
Right.
through my connections
Right.
because that's where I worked for so long. yeah, I'm finding like somebody was I'm talking to this woman in New York. She's an artist and a musician, and wants to do another music video, and she asked me about producing it, and she said she wanted to hire a producer, and I said, well, I'd be happy to do it, but I've never done anything from start to finish. I do have connections,
right.
And I said, so if you're willing to work with me on it, it's just that I've never done a music video before, and
Right.
I said I'm thinking about going to film school. I
Right,
applied, and I'm just waiting now for they have to get my transcripts so that they can see if they can take me out of a couple classes that I don't need.
Right.
But because I don't know anything and I can't market myself as a producer
Right.
unless I go and do it,
Sure.
and I'm having a hard time finding a hands-on experience anywhere else.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just I don't know where to look, or but so I thought, well, if I do this, if I go to film school, I will at least have a foundation so that I'll know what people are talking about.
Mhm.
I'll know how to write a script, because I want to produce some of my own television
Mhm.
shows.
Mhm.
You don't really need to go to film school though. You can go to because I feel like
You mean the
can
film
get
classes, like
some great like community college classes, like Los Angeles Community College has a great
Yeah,
program,
I live right by LACC,
and it's like
it's
if you wanna like
it's cheap.
it's cheap, and you'll get what you need, and then you can see maybe I want to transfer, maybe I get all the information that I need
Yeah.
from this place, which is right here,
Mhm.
and you just get the information that you need and the knowledge, because like you say, you're into it.
Mm-hmm.
You just need like more knowledge.
No, I do. I need to know how to.
I think the film school though, you'll have a different quality of people wanting to.
Connections.
Yeah. A
Better
different
connections.
quality of connections and people
And the
wanting
stuff
to do
that
it.
they have, I
Yeah.
did the tour.
So
I mean, they've got red cameras. They've got. I mean, I was
Right.
impressed
They have,
that they had those.
It's probably the
And,
advantage.
you said AFI, right?
no, LA Film School.
LA Film
Right down the
Studio.
street. And they give you a laptop loaded with Final Draft, After Effects, everything you need.
Everything.
And I mean, and then that comes at a price, which
Right,
is
right.
why what they offer, and this is really not that big of a deal to me, but then what they offer is an AA degree and a BA degree. So you can go
Oh,
for 18 months, or you can go for 36 months and get that BA degree. I already have that. I don't need that. So so they have some of those entry college level curriculum like math and English
Mhm.
that they have to
Requirements.
yeah. So I don't need that.
But you can get
So-
it. Yeah, you,
So I can get out of it. So I would get done in like 12 months.
Right.
But that's why we got to see what my cost will be,
Right,
because I have to get my college transcripts and all that. But it's also the environment about it too. It's just like I need to feel like I'm doing something, because it started with me doing some research at LACC, because I lived there and I'm thinking I got all this time on my hands. I need to be doing something. And I said, let me take a class. And then I saw what they had to offer, well, at least on the community extension part. And I looked at the UCLA extension and to see what they had. And it just really came down to, I really like the LA film schools, like, their whole
Mhm.
thing, about doing, soup to nuts.
it is definitely
Yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah,
like
definitely.
Yeah.
it's definitely different than going to.
And well, there was a guy who was on the tour with us who was at LACC, and he said that they had all this high-end stuff at the film school that he wasn't getting at
You're not
at
gonna get that,
LACC.
yeah.
And I was actually surprised that LACC had something, because when I was doing this research, that was the first place I looked, and it was referring me to Pierce College. I'm like, I am not going all the way out to Woodland Hills to go to school. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I can walk to
Right.
LACC.
Right.
But just with I mean, I haven't made up my mind that that's what I'm
Right,
going
right.
to do. It's all, I'm living in, I've done the tour. I've requested my transcripts. I've got to push the button
Right.
because I'm not. if I can't get it all taken care of, I don't want to do loans again, you know. So if I can't get the financial aid that I want, then I'm not gonna probably not gonna do it.
It's gotta be really expensive.
It's like, I think for the 4-year degree, I think it's like 40-some thousand,
Yeah.
which is not bad.
That's not
It's not bad, but I'm not itching to
No,
add
no,
another
I
40
get
grand
that.
on top of
Oh,
the
yeah.
50 that I already
Right,
have,
yeah, right.
you know.
I
So,
thought about going to the art center
Yeah.
when I was doing photography. I did photography.
where's that, in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
also
like buying a small house.
yeah, it's also
Yeah.
about convenience too. I mean, LACC is much more convenient to me.
Yeah.
But Hollywood it's not that far. It's a 20-minute bus ride,
Right,
you know.
right.
So it wasn't that. I mean, it's not that bad. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I need to know more.
Right.
You know, I can't position
Ditto.
myself as a. So anyway, by all that I'm saying, there's
Yeah,
no
I get
shame
that.
in admitting,
Right.
that you're
No,
a
I get
novice,
that. I
you
get
know.
that. Yeah.
you know, and I mean, there are times when you have to play it off like you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and I did that as a publicist because
Right,
I was really good at getting clients in the door. And my
Right.
business partners would be like, we can't do this. We don't know how. I said, it doesn't matter. We will shoot
We'll
first
work
and
it
ask
out.
questions. Exactly. I said, we'll figure it out. Now, I didn't tell my clients that I didn't know what I was doing, but that was okay.
Right.
As long as the job got done. Sometimes most of the time we did it.
Right.
But some of the times we missed the mark. But that wasn't necessarily lack of knowing how to do it. It may have been for the lack of information, you know, or
Right.
you know, whatever. So you know, it's like I don't think there's any shame in that.
No.
You gotta learn somewhere,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I think that's I would think these film festivals wouldn't really, you know, they would
just go for it.
would want to help, you know, doing it. I would. I mean,
Cool.
that's how I do it. I would just call up and say, hey, I want to cover it.
Right.
That's what I did with the film school. Like
Yeah.
I literally the other morning, I hadn't thought about film school, nothing. I was looking up this class on script writing at LACC, and I said, well, let me see what the gay and lesbian center have, because they usually have stuff
Right.
too. And I was like, oh, this is more than I want to pay out of pocket. And then I said, well, let me just put in film schools. I didn't think about LA film school. And all this stuff started coming up. It's like, maybe I want to go to film school. Maybe do. And like, I'm telling you, in 2 hours time, I had that application done, sent out.
Nice.
By that afternoon. They had called me, and the next day I was over there.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, it all, and that was just for me, just being not
Yeah,
willing to
yeah,
say,
just-
you know, hey.
yeah, go for
And I
it.
even was a little self-conscious because there's a lot of kids there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm 47. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
kids
yeah.
there. You know, and I was like, wow. I was like, you know what? I'm living my dream,
Yes.
and I have to. And the only way I can live my dream is to say, you know, I don't know that much about producing.
Yeah, but
And unless somebody's willing to take me under their wing,
Right.
how else am I going to learn it? You know.
Okay.
So, but no, I think it's a.
We need a producer.
Huh?
We need a producer.
Well, sign me up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but
That's
you know,
okay.
I don't know
That's
what I'm
okay.
doing, and
I can point you in the directions. Hey, I produced what? 4 shows now.
yeah.
So
I mean,
I mean, I'm
So
spread
you're
a
really
little thin.
involved into this though. So you're really involved into this environment. Like it's like the knowledge, like you might not think that you have knowledge, but you do.
well,
Definitely.
I mean, because I've been for the last 20 years, and I know
Oh, wow.
a little bit, but there's a point where I start, you know, especially on the technical side,
Right,
where
right.
things just start to glaze over. I mean,
Right.
look, I represented some of the biggest companies in the entertainment technology sector,
Right.
like, you know, companies that developed hardware and software for visual effects, for
Wow.
editing
Wow.
and color correction, all this. I can tell you what color correction is, but if my clients heard me say what color correction was, they're like, nah, it's not quite like that. Because I know just enough to be dangerous. 'Cause
Right.
what I knew how to do was, you were a journalist and you were a you made the hardware and software, so I knew how to put you two together in the same room,
Right.
because y'all would speak the same language, and I would sit back and enjoy my, you know, my filet mignon while we're at lunch, you know. So that's what I did, because people would ask me what I do as a publicist, and I said I do lunch, and I do really well, you know, because it was about putting the people together. So yeah, I mean, I would love to, you know, to help
That's kind of
out.
what I'm asking.
You know, I don't know what to do, or like, you know, how to, you know, go
This,
about it. But
this is
yeah,
how I typically get stuff done. I mean, I also have a co-producer in Europe, in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Right? And Valentina, she's in Germany.
Right.
All right. So how did I reach those people? Basically, when I put it out there, you know, got this feedback from Judith and Valentina. They happen to know each other.
Oh wow.
And
And where is Judith?
Judith is in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Where in Amsterdam?
Yeah. Well, in a neighborhood nearby.
Okay.
Amersfoort,
I love
something
Amsterdam.
like that, yeah. So basically, for the last show that she helped me co-produce, you know, I'm good at knowing what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just a matter of, you know, there's just one of me and hundreds of people that I need to reach out to. So I basically just said, okay, here's how I need you to reach Mars One. Sent her an email. She executed it. Success.
Wow. But now, where does all the money come from for this, if you don't mind me
My
asking?
pockets.
Wow. You
Which
must have
is not
some,
very deep.
Which
I was
is
going
not
to say, you
very
must
deep.
have some deep pockets.
No, which is not very deep.
I mean, because, this is all, like I said, this is nice.
This
stuff
is overtime.
yeah, okay.
This is overtime.
Because I'm like, this
It's-
is a pretty snazzy setup here.
and this is where it.
Really? You think so?
I mean, hey, I think it is. I mean, you know, you're starting out, you're trying to build it, you know,
Yeah,
it's better than some people have, you know.
yeah. It happens over time. Like for the person that's just entering the scene, the guests or whatever, they're like, wow, this didn't happen overnight. You know, this is years of, okay, I'm going to spend this check to do this. I'm going to spend these 3 checks to
Wow.
do this.
You're gonna spend her checks too.
Yeah.
And some of hers. And that's
So,
basically how
so
this
you have a
plays out.
daytime job then?
Huh?
You
Yeah,
have a
I
day-
do. I'm a designer.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that.
and that's another thing too. You know, if you know anyone in the film industry that is doing a red carpet, a show, they need headshots, they need prints, whatever. Like when we did that Mel and Laura,
Ron and
Best Day
Laura.
Ever thing,
Oh yeah,
I
that's
was
it.
disappointed in that step and repeat. I'm gonna be straight.
I was very disappointed with it. I almost walked off.
This here is a step and repeat.
Yeah.
Okay. The next time you know anyone that's doing a show I'll get it to them for half the price. They told me they get paid what, $200 for that?
Well,
That pissed me off, actually.
Well, here's the politics behind all this. I'll tell you, is that Geoff, and this is all off the record.
Mhm. Hold on
Geoff,
1 second.
Oh. I want to plug the fan in here.
Just to make sure.
oh,
Just to make sure.
yeah.
I guess we can plug the fan in here, right? Yeah.
Unplugged. Anyone watching right now? We're like.
I know, right? I was like, not even thinking that I was on.
Just
Be on, and it's been the whole time. It's been.
It's on, Kat?
Yeah, I see now it's correct.